Dinobots, destroy Devastator!
Hello internet friends, Napyet here. Will this guy fit on my shelf? That is what I'm worried about. I've never bought a Transformer this big since, well, I was collecting them in the 80s. People like Scorponok, Galvatron, massive Transformers, but they were always the exception rather than the rule. I love the fact that they're making the Dinobots so big in the Studio Series 86 line. I did a little bit of research and found that, yeah, you know, the Dinobots are this big. You just don't see them in robot mode in scale with the other Autobots and other just Transformers in general very much. So it's a bit of a shock. I'm really interested to see if it looks weird when you've got like Blur next to him. Already think that like he's huge, but that's about right from the research that I've done. But display space, that kind of thing, it's all pretty new to me, but I can't wait to get this guy out of the box and have a look. Immediately, there are a couple of things that are not ideal. So for instance, they put Daniel in his exosuit with Slug, formerly Slag, and I mean, he hasn't even got a face. It's not articulated, particularly since they brought out Spike in his exosuit. Now we can see how cool these guys can be when they're articulated. So I really hope they bring out a version of Daniel that is fully articulated. They're bringing Wheelie out, who is articulated, even though he came with Grimlock, I believe. So there's a chance they might bring out another version of Daniel. There's also upgrade kits and things you can get, but I have a sneaky suspicion they're going to milk this line for all it's worth. So they're going to bring out a version that is more articulated. Just have a quick look at the back of the box. Sometimes it's nice to do that. Big screen inspired scale detail backdrop. That is what I'm really interested in, scale. Because of course when I was collecting, the Dinobots were cool figures, unique. Always loved the Dinobots in the cartoons, but they were never that much bigger than the others in toy form. Dinobot Slug excuses himself as he stomps over a crushed Quintesson prosecutor.
Excuse me!
He does. What was I going to say? I've kind of forgotten. Let's get this guy out of the box. Yeah, so he was called Slag, but those poor American designers at the time didn't realise that, I mean, they must have changed the name because of the connotation. In British English, slag is a derogatory term for someone who's sexually promiscuous. So I don't know if that really keys into Slug's character. It's kind of weird that they do change the name and never sort of like it only matters to people who are really into the lore and stuff. But if you've known this guy as Slag, it is kind of weird for him suddenly to call him Slug without comment and just let people put two and two together. They definitely changed it for that reason, right? I mean, there's lots of British words that can trip up Americans. Well, at least we haven't got a Dinobot called Shag. Not yet, anyway. Hopefully they don't make that mistake. Getting better at this. Initially when I was doing this, I was just like amazed by how many zip ties there are inside. So I think this is one of the last ones with the plastic packaging. Sludge came through and he's got all paper packaging inside. Wow, look at that guy. He's cool to handle. Massive. Like I say, I'm just not used to handling these huge Transformers. Beyond those leader class ones from back in the day. Put you there for now and let me sweep my stuff away. I hate mess. I don't even like mess halfway through the process. I want it gone as soon as possible. Get lost. And get Daniel out. Daniel! I think he might be slightly smaller than the version of Spike, which doesn't quite make sense, does it? Because in the movie, Daniel wears one of Spike's, he says it's Dad's old exosuit, and I don't, well, maybe it has that transformation tech which allows them to shrink in size. But if it's, yeah, so in terms of articulation, we can move him there. But obviously, so he does have a bit of transformation, but this is the main sticking point. If they just put some joints here, it would be bearable, but really can't do anything other than sit on one of the Dinobots or sit on a tiny exosuit scale throne. So he's a little bit smaller than Spike. If you hear some snuffling in the background, it's my dog, Baloo, who's sitting watching me, wondering who I'm talking to, wondering what I'm doing. I'm playing with plastic things, Baloo. This is what we humans do for fun. All he cares about is it edible? No, not edible. Not on purpose anyway. Great. Great. I'm going to switch the camera. Man, look at the size of this guy compared to the others. There is blur. Oh my god. Oh jeez. Absolutely massive. That's why they can take on Devastator. Kind of makes sense now. And when they turn into dinosaur mode, it's going to make a lot more sense that they're that big, because we see them in dinosaur mode most often in the movie. And I think the scale will be good there as well. But I really like the fact that he towers over all the others. Really brings home that idea that the Transformers themselves, all different shapes and sizes, and not just what you can get into a certain kind of form factor for the toys, which I'm sure is where they were coming from initially. You know, we can't go bigger than this box. But now we're all adult collectors. We can do crazy things like going absolutely mental with the scale and stuff. So in terms of articulation, what can we do? We can do a lot of stuff. But the side, bend in the middle, bends there. Leader class, I think the general thing is we expect them to be have a little bit more articulation when they are more expensive, which makes sense, right? That's good. I was just about to say, oh God, I can't bend his legs forward. Yes, you can. Of course you can, Nap, you fool. So you can bend in the middle there. That's good, isn't it? Look at that. That's not a pose you would kind of think, I want to put him in, but you kind of naturally can do it. That's what I'm looking for with these guys. You can kind of just hold them, bend them the way you want to move them and get a cool pose. This guy's very poseable. I don't think we can we turn his head sideways? I think it might be possible, but I can't get the purchase. There you go. That's it. So you can bend the head. I think the complicated ones as well have a lot of stuff on the back. So there we go. There's all his wing bits and the tail just hanging down like that. Maybe it clips in a little. I think you push it in and it's a little bit firmer. But I guess those just stick out the side like wings. Actually looks kind of cool with the wings. I don't mind it too much. What a cool figure. Let's see if I can bend him down. Has he got any? Yeah, he has. He's got ankle swivel. Oh man, that looks great. That looks really good. Turn them sideways, twist the hip. Baloo's really snuffling. Sorry about that. Bring that forward like that. Can we do the kneel? Oh, we can. Look at that. That's really good. You get some really dynamic poses with this guy. You really get the sense of like, okay, let's put him down like that. Like he's giving, and because Daniel, it would be great if Daniel can, oh, I don't even know where he's supposed to sit. I think he sits on his back in robot mode, in dinosaur mode. There's nowhere here. That's crazy. There's so few places to actually put him. It looks like there's a little peg here though. See that? To like peg him in. So if we have a good look around, maybe there are places where you can peg him that he's supposed to go. That might be one of them. But then he's sitting backwards. Why would he be doing that? Daniel. And Spike down at the bottom. He's a guardian angel. I had a fantasy. There was this one particular character in the comic that I seem to remember. I think it was in this arc where Blaster was trying to defend Cybertron, and there was this guardian in the middle of Cybertron that was this big guy that they never made into a Transformer, and I always wanted him. I don't know why that's brought to mind now. I think because this guy's a big chunky guy, this was the kind of thing that I wanted, that Transformer's a big dude. Wow, I am really happy with this. This is going to look so good on display. But as I've said in other videos, I don't have a huge amount of display. My shelves are really shallow. So I'm going to have to really think about what I'm doing. And the other thing is the boxes. I'm starting to realize to just keep hold of the boxes as a whole thing. I might do a video about it, you know, solicit people's opinions on what do you do with the boxes, because these are really cool boxes, and who knows in the future, you know, when we all know that our collecting changes over time, so there may come a time in the future when, you know, I want to move these pieces on because I want to trade them in for something else. Who knows? But if you haven't got the box, obviously that's going to diminish the price a little bit. I mean, it's good. It's good. These stands, I appreciate the effort, but who's going to display them all like this on these stands? Let me know if you're going to do it, but I can't see myself doing that, really. Just takes up so much space. All right, I'm going to try and transform this guy the way I've been doing it on my videos. I'll transform it off camera first, and then I'll do a quick transformation once he's in dinosaur mode back to robot mode. Because trust me, it is painful to watch me the first time through. You don't want to waste your time. Go. Okay, so this is not a word I use except on special occasions, but I think that looks absolutely top. Tip top. That's exactly what I wanted. And consistently with these guys, they look better in person than they do in photographs. Particularly Slug. I was worried about his kind of like squareness. I remember the original toys being a bit rounder, but actually in person he looks fantastic. I really love that. There are a couple of things to note with his transformation. I really like this idea. We've got somewhere to put his gun once he's transformed. That's fantastic. And also I think I love this. Look at this. And it probably Transformers people know this. That leg just folds away into there. I think that's one of my favourite surprises of these transformations so far. Starting to look like a proper Transformers the movie crew once we've got all these guys on display. Daniel, yeah, he's a little bit disappointing. I don't think I'm going to display it with Daniel because it lets down the overall effect, which is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, it's a fun transformation. They all seem tight once they're done. I think that could go further down. That's probably me. I've not squeezed it together enough. But yeah, another fun transformation. And I'm just amazed at how they're able to do this these days. So sophisticated, so they can get those robot modes looking cool. But doesn't he look great? Just like he did in the movie. Can we open his mouth just a little bit? A little bit of... I can mess around there a bit. Excuse me. Alright, so I'm going to try and transform him back. The points that I've noticed so far are these. The wings easily snap off when you're messing around transforming. They snap back on easily enough, but they're a little bit difficult. Alright, so let me try this. 3, 2, 1, go. Be quiet, Baloo. I'm recording videos for people. He's talking to me. Here's his name. There's his name. Alright, so detach that bit. Let's try and reverse. things. This was really good. You kind of condense the body together so it all fits nicely, neatly together. And then it kind of spreads out at the side to create his shoulders once more. Are you deliberately making a lot of noise, Blue? Is it just me? Yeah, it's like you can't really be delicate with them. You got to tug sometimes, which is surprising for me. There's a bit with the hands that really snap into place. It's quite scary. Right, so that mouth down. Is that correct? Mouth down and head. Oh no. There we go. That's it. And then head back up like that. Then that fold down. That folds down. Well, the head's really tucked in there. There we go. Ah. Dog just farted. I knew it was a mistake to let him just potter around in the background. It's all right flipping, making noise, Blue, but don't fart when I'm flipping recording, dude. People think it's me. Probably think it is me. I'm just making excuses. Get it on camera. All right, so that should go down after these guys are right properly in place. So his chest piece properly in place, and that clips everything together. And there. So these, just fold them back out. So it was this bit that scared me. Well, it made a bigger snap when I did it the first time. Ooh, round we go, round we go. Maybe this one was the one that snapped. They're very snugly in there once you put them in. Well, it's not doing it now. Maybe it was just, I was shaking the plastic free the first time. All right, back half is a bit complicated. I remember this being a bit complicated. Let's get your gun out of the way. Legs, so that comes out, forming the body. Legs down. Back up. And this is really cool. I love these little things that they do to tuck things away. It's got another one of those really nice things when it's not being used. So those down, and then you kind of flip those up. This feels like training for the Masterpiece series of stuff, and then they just fold away like that. That's class. That really is good. Twist your body around. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. We're nearly there. Move the camera back. I'll just do his back. Pretty much kind of just folds up like that. And kind of, I think it's, there you go, there's little clips there. Slot those in place. And then that folds up there nicely. And you're done, dude. Pretty much done, I think. Get you on camera. Slug, the Dinobot. Now, I'm torn between how to display him. I feel like the Dinobots, all because they're unique feature. There are not many dinosaurs in the G1 robot animal things. So, kind of, you want to display them in their Dinobot form, but it's such a novelty having this guy in scale as in his bot form that I'm kind of tempted to leave him in robot mode for a while. Really extremely cool, and I'm glad I made this transition into the larger scale figures, because I feel like this is just looking really dynamic on display now. Him towering above them. And once we get Sludge out of the packet and then the other Dinobots at some point. But I did notice, it did occur to me as well, that on a practical level, the dinosaur mode is going to be easier to display. It's a little bit more compact. So, but doesn't he look great? Those huge. So I think the scale is a big draw, which is not what I was expecting. A big draw of this line, really. And you never know how deep you're going to go when you start. But I'm loving the scale of this guy. So it's really starting to look at the collection. I mean, it's only 5 models so far, 6 if you include Daniel squatting. But already looking like really cool, and I think it's going to be ace to do some cool dioramas and maybe even do some like video stuff. I don't know what to do with this. All new to me, you see. The ideas are coming to me about recreating certain stills from the movies and photographing it nicely. I think that would be fun to do as well. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing and I showed you everything you wanted to see with Slug. He's a bit hard to get in the UK now, so do pick him up if you see him. I don't know if they'll re-release him, but they've not re-released Grimlock yet, and he's even harder to get. Sludge is the current one, and then I think they're bringing Snarl out and Swoop at some point. Well, hopefully there will be. All right, I've been Napier. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.